And we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the third part of the show, we are now going to get into previewing the early window games for Sunday. I'll give you my thoughts on them and my picks. So let's get right into it. So, starting off with an NFC South matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. The last time these two teams played each other, that was back in Week 7. The Falcons won that game 16-13. Younghoe Koo kicked a walk-off field goal. The Falcons currently are the leaders in the NFC South at 6-6. Bucs are 5-7. They picked up a win last week against the Panthers. The Falcons, they picked up a win against the Jets. They've won now 2 in a row, I believe. Yes, 2 in a row, coming out of their bye week. Yeah, I mean, listen, I pick the Buccaneers every week, it seems, and hasn't really panned out. The offense hasn't looked great recently. The Falcons are at home. The line did open up at 2.5, but then it went down to 1.5. So this game is kind of a toss-up. I pick against the Falcons a lot, and then when the times I do pick them, then they don't win. You know what? I'm going to take this. All right, so subject to change, but I am going to I'm going to take the Bucs. I'm going to take the Bucs. I mean, this is a really important game. They have to win this game if they want to, have any shot at winning the division. I mean, again, they're only one game back. Most likely a team is going to finish with a losing record to, win this division, which is just really, bad to say. And it happened last year because the Bucs finished 8-9, I don't know. I don't like Desmond Ritter's not good, but it's just the team around him is good that, they're better than the Bucs on paper. I don't know. This game is going to be tough. But you know what? I'm going to take the Bucs, and I'm just going to hope that they cover. Although I will say, though, I'm looking at the injury report. Devin White did not practice. He's doubtful. And then Vita Vea did not practice on Thursday. So, yeah, might have to change that. But I don't want to, I can't see I can see it, but I don't know. But, yeah, I guess we'll go with for now we're going to go with the Bucs, but probably going to change it. Keep an eye on the injury report, because those are key guys on defense for the Bucs. So, then we get into the Rams and the Ravens. So, Lamar Jackson, he did not practice yesterday. I don't know what the story is with that. Oh, so he had an illness, so that's why he didn't practice. So I'm looking on CBS. The weather is supposedly not going to be nice. The Rams are getting 7.5 points, which is a lot of points. I took the Ravens. I just feel, the Rams are 6-6. They're fighting for a playoff spot, and they could get it, but I don't know. The Ravens are the much better team. They got a better defense. The Rams struggled with Joe Flacco last week. Now they're going up against a better team, and a better quarterback, and a better defense. So I think I'm going to take the Ravens here, cover the number. I feel confident in that. I think the Rams offense is going to struggle a lot on Sunday. So we'll see. Then we move on to the Bears and the Lions. So these two teams met in Week 11. Lions had to come back and win that game 31-26. They're favored by 3 in this game. The weather's not going to be nice there, and we know how Jared Goff performs in cold weather. But I don't know. I feel like the Lions, I think they're still going to play well, run the football, well in this weather. I think they win and cover the number here. The Bears, listen, they won before their bye week against the Vikings. That was an ugly game. And listen, they, played well against the Lions. But I think the Lions win by more than 3 here. So I'm going to take them. Then we got the Bengals and the Colts. Again, The weather doesn't look nice for the game. Bengals are favored by 2. Over-under is 44. Colts coming off of that big win in overtime against the Titans. Bengals coming off of that upset victory against Jacksonville. In Jacksonville. You know what? I like the Bengals to win and cover here. I liked what I saw from Jake Browning last week. And they got their full array of weapons back with T. Higgins. Jamar Chase had a big game. Joe Mixon had a couple of rushing touchdowns. Tyler Boyd, made some plays. Obviously I don't want to include the bad one where they did that trick play and he threw the pick to Josh Allen, which set up a Jacksonville touchdown. So I like the Bengals in this spot at home. I think the Colts are due for a loss. So I'm going to take the Bengals at home here. And that would get the Bengals to 7-6, and they're still kind of hanging around, with Joe Burrow being out. So we'll see what happens. Then we got the Browns and the Jags. So Trevor Lawrence is still questionable. We don't know if he's definitely going to play or not. I think if he doesn't play, right now the Browns are favored by 3. So if he doesn't play, I'm probably still going to pick the Browns anyways. I think they are. I think they're due for a win. After losing their last 2 games, now they're at home. Again, another game that doesn't have nice weather. But yeah, they're at home, and we'll see who starts. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I think I'm going to take the Browns here to win, get themselves back on track, and Jacksonville will drop another game, which is going to be tough because, the Colts and the Texans are right behind them. Then this game, I have no idea who to pick. I really don't. Panthers and the Saints. Saints are favored by 5. We'll see if Derek Carr plays. He was in concussion protocol, obviously. He's got a rib injury. He's been banged up this year. But I'm going to take the Saints. I think the Saints will win. Right now, I got the Panthers to cover the spread just because I just don't trust the Saints at all. We'll see. We'll see what happens, who plays a quarterback. The Saints' offense has just been very inconsistent, very messy this year. So I think I'm going to roll with the Panthers to at least cover. The Panthers can't score points, but I just don't trust the Saints in this spot. But I could be wrong. So we'll see. Then we got the Texans and the Jets. So this line did open up at 6.5. And now it went down to 3.5. Zach Wilson is going to be starting. Again, another game that's not going to have nice weather. It's interesting. Because right now I do have the Texans. But why is it that number dropped down to 3 points? To 3.5 points. So I have the Texans right now. I said I wasn't going to take the Jets anymore, but I don't know. That was very fishy to me that the line went down that much. So subject to change, but the Texans, I'm going to say they win and they cover right now. I think they'll cover the 3.5. 6.5 though, because in the spread pool, my spread pool, it doesn't change. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's pretty much it when it comes to the early window games. It's not a great slate this weekend. The 2 best games. Actually the late window games are all good, I think. And I got some divisional matchups in there. But yeah, the early slate of games is not very good. Not very good. But the primetime games, they're gonna be good. Like the 4:25 p.m. Eastern time. Chiefs and the Bills. That's gonna be good. And obviously the Sunday night matchup is gonna be good between the Cowboys and the Eagles. You would hope. But yeah, the early slate, not a lot of enticing matchups to get excited for. But I'm just hoping for a good week in the spread pool. I'm really just banking on having to bounce back, getting myself further up in the standings, because right now I'm 11 behind the leader, so in mine. So, and the other one that I do, it's I think I'm down like 17, and mine at least extends into the postseason. That one does not. So I really got to make up ground here, in these last 5 weeks. So running out of time, but yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, there's some implications with these games. I mean, the Panthers, well, not the Panthers, the Bengals and the Colts. I mean, the Colts, right now are 7-5. The Bengals, they win this game. I mean, they got a shot. They got a shot at the postseason, even with Jake Browning at quarterback. Because they got the Colts and they got the Vikings, at the Steelers, at the Chiefs, home against the Browns. There's tough games on their schedule, but if you got all your weapons back, on offense, that helps out Jake Browning a lot. Getting T. Higgins back is huge. I feel like they can. I feel like the Bengals can pull off the upset here. Colts, I think, are due for a loss, but we'll see. And give the Colts credit. They've been a great story so far this year. And they could find their way into the playoffs with Gardner Minshew. So, but again, I just find it very fishy how this line with the Jets and the Texans, it went down to 3.5. Because now Zach Wilson's back at quarterback. But it's in the rain. I don't know. And listen, C.J. Stroud, he's been playing really well. So, maybe the Jets, make him look like a rookie quarterback, force him into turning the ball over. I don't know. For me, it's just the Jets struggle to score points. I can't do it. I might change it, but I'm gonna stick with not taking them. Because you know what? Honestly, if it wasn't for picking the Jets and the Saints a lot, I'd be in a much better spot right now. I really would. Because those are two teams that I would pick like every week, and every week they just continue to let me down. I have more confidence. The Saints offense, like, they could score points. The Jets can't. But I'm banking on the Jets defense keeping games close so they cover. But it just doesn't happen. Like, it was tough with the 2.5. It did get off to a good start with the safety. So I thought, okay, maybe the Jets, at least cover. But no, it did not happen, unfortunately. So I think I might just leave it. But you know what's going to happen? Sunday's going to come around, and the Jets are only going to lose by, 4 points. And I'm going to say, yep, that was another game that I should have switched. But I can't do it. I don't know. It's the weather's going to be bad, it looks like. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Going to have to, take it up till Sunday to, maybe change it. But I don't know. Hopefully the slate's good. Not very enticing, but the later slate is. We will preview. Obviously we did the Cowboys and the Eagles already, but we will preview the other games from the afternoon slate when we come back from our final break. Again, we're gonna have another version of Mahomes versus Allen, which is gonna be exciting. And the other games are decent, I would say. Definitely better than the early window. So, but that is what we will do when we come back from our final break of the show. So, that being said, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.